Superb. So let me take some quick feedback from Samina and Manish about these Tuesday evening sessions. How do you find them? So Samina, you can go ahead.
Yeah, sir. What's the question?
The question is, how do you find these Tuesday evening sessions? Tuesdays with Life
Oh,
Coach Pinaki.
yeah.
And
Okay.
just
So,
honest opinion, okay?
yeah. Of course.
So if there is something you don't like, please share that about that as well.
Of course.
Please go ahead.
See, the sessions that we have, on a Tuesday night, 8 p.m. with Pinaki, so is so enthralling in the sense that, you have one idea after another, just with a few sentences or a few, insights from him. And you just want to write and even like want to speak up for that particular where your mind makes you wander into mm, ways of expressing yourself, of showing up uh, in the right manner with his insights. Thank you.
Brilliant. That's your short and sweet. Yes, Manish, what's your uh, thoughts on this? The Tuesday sessions only.
Yeah, I feel it's a good medium to reflect on our progress through different learning sessions and and one second and listening to everybody and it gives a better perspective on like important areas of life. Yeah, so I find it very deep and profound. Yeah, it helps a lot.
All right. So the topic that we will be discussing tonight is very interesting. And the topic is that don't make others' opinion your reality. So many of us are victims of others' opinions. In fact, if you and I are not aware of that my remote control is in somebody else's hand, we are controlled remotely by them. Whatever they say, many times whatever we convert it into our reality. And when we convert it into a reality, and when we don't even notice it, it starts after some it starts controlling us. Yeah. So essentially what we are focusing on is one simple component. Don't make your thoughts control you. You be the controller of your thoughts. And the starting point, the best starting point to observe it is when people are giving you opinions about you. That's the best starting point. Because what happens when people give opinion to you about yourself, the first thing which comes up to contradict it or to take it up or to challenge it is your ego. How can somebody tell this to me? Or it could be something like, let him say whatever you want to say. I will stay like this only. I don't care whatever that other person is saying. So either way, what is happening is your ego is coming in your way and you are thinking about that. Many times you'll find some people ask that, do you know who am I? Particularly politicians, they have this way of talking to people, people who are affected highly with ego, they talk in this way. They know, they ask them, do you know whom we are talking to? Do you know who am I? You know, so many times what happens, this also goes within us as well. Probably we don't just ask upfront, but many times we ask ourselves without even noticing that how you and I am getting influenced. I'm using the word influence by others' opinion about ourselves. You know, I don't know whether this happens with you or not. मेरे साथ तो होता है, and many a times it happens like left, right, and center. Particularly since now I have I have got myself into this coaching business. कभी कभी बहुत ज़्यादा ही हो जाता है. You know, it happens. It comes by default. Like sometimes I tell myself, how can this guy is challenging me like this, despite knowing that I'm coaching him or her. You know, so these things keeps on coming to me as well. How can, like, on what basis he's labeling me like that? Okay, so I don't know it happens with you or not, but it happens with me. Thankfully, the best thing that is happening with me right now or nowadays is that I catch myself at the earliest, that what I am doing right now, and what I am doing right now as I observe in those points, those situations, is that I consider others' opinion as my reality. And this happens to me with me throughout the day. Because throughout the day, I'm talking to somebody or other. Either it is a one-on-one session, or maybe some group coaching session, or maybe just even some discussions. Since I'm interacting with a lot of people, this, like, I often get into this trap. Most of the time unknowingly. I just didn't notice that I'm getting to that trap, or I'm already in that trap. And when I get into that trap, what happens? I stop listening to the other person, because I keep on listening to myself. So I thought about having a session on this beautiful concept, that I am not your opinion. Though I start thinking myself about your opinion. Okay, so this is the topic of tonight's event, tonight's session. I just want you to add to this whatever is coming to your mind. Yes, let's start with Samina, followed by Manish, and then if anybody joins. Okay, Manish, you can start.
Yeah. Um, Pinaki, we read in that fifth agreement, right? Be skeptical, right? So don't assume anything, and use the power of doubt to to understand the facts, and be skeptical. Because what happens is, everybody give their opinion based on their own domestication, own thought process, own experience of life, right? We cannot just take it just like that. So we should be skeptical, ask questions, uh, openly, and get clarification, and then get to it, the real understanding. Yeah. So I think that's a very important thing. Yeah. Because sometimes what happens is, uh, as you rightly said, we get uh, we just take the person's opinion. Like, let's say somebody is very successful, right? Or somebody is very intelligent. We said, okay, उसने बोला है तो ठीक है यार, ठीक है फिर, है ना? But everything, and nobody is perfect, right? So you cannot. And if somebody is good at one thing, it doesn't mean he's good at everything. Basically, if somebody is, I mentioned it many times that a lot of ITNs, most ITNs are not successful in business, but they are, they're hardworking, they're intelligent. So to be successful in business is different thing, and to be intelligent is different thing, right? So, everybody is different. So you have to be skeptical, ask questions, seek clarification, and then you come to a conclusion, right? Like whether you should find it right for you or not, basically. Yeah, you have to do your own homework, basically, because everybody is different, right? You cannot just copy someone just like that. So I think that's very deep, because I also used to do it so many times in the past, and I suffered so much because of that. Just like that. वो कहते हैं ना कि you have everything inside you. You don't need to take much advice from people. You can take their suggestions, right? But you don't go by their advice, basically. Yeah, so this is very, very deep, basically. Yeah, thank you.
Well put, Manish. Thank you so much. Can we have a picture for this session quickly? 1 minute. Cool. So look at the camera. Make sure your eyes are wide open. Okay. Manish, आपको ना थोड़ा सा सर नीचे करना. Only then your eyes will go up. Yeah, only then I can see your eyes. Yes, perfect. So here we go. Look at the camera and let's count 1, 2, 3 together. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. समी आपकी आंखें बंद हो गई. Just 1 second, please.
Yeah, my eyes are
Yeah,
closed.
you just need to put your head a little lower. Then look at the camera. Then your eyes will look bright. Okay. So here we go. 1, 2. Absolutely awesome. Okay, so your take, Samina, your take on this concept.
So for opinions, I don't know. I'm very, I can say that, I used to retort back and not respond. Okay. Slowly, yeah, Manish, want to say something? Yeah. So slowly I started understanding that I'm wasting my energy and my, like getting irritated or thoughtless what people speak. Not everyone, but certain few who are close to me. If they're not close to me, I don't bother. They can say whatever they want. Okay. So only the closest ones affect me. And then I started realizing that I am strong, I am unique, and I do not need to listen to their opinions and get affected. And so, bad or good opinions have always kept me in a balanced state, neutral. So even if someone praises me, doesn't have an effect on me, somebody criticizes me also, doesn't have any effect, because what happened in the past of, explaining things, oh, I didn't mean that, or I didn't, and how did you say that, and why did you say that? Not every time, but very few times when I used to feel hurt, but I've stopped doing that. And I'm so happy because I'm in control of my self, my mind, and my thoughts. Nobody can trigger me. And it's a wonderful world, as I said, because it helped me to stay uh, within this thing, my aura, my control, and my this bliss and peace that I want in life. So when I have to give affirmations in the morning, sometimes I say I'm in pure bliss or I'm blissful now and always. So this is one thing I like so much. It gives me so much joy and energy in saying that. Thank you.
Brilliant, 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 brilliant. So, see, I have noticed that many people they fail to progress in their life just because of this one thing. Somebody said something to them about themselves, and they consider it to be as a label for them. Okay, so like this is there in every area, and I have seen it happening with all kind of people. So the first step towards, I think, the towards success to be in a position not to listen to others opinion about you, or even if you do that, just take it as an opinion and do not add any meaning to it. So don't make others opinion your reality is actually a very, very powerful concept. Very, very powerful concept. It looks so simple. What's the big deal about it? And what happens that it just triggers when it happens. And it can happen anytime in the day within any situation. While interacting with any people, it may happen while interacting with a auto wala, it may happen while interacting with a doodh wala, a press wala, or even your own family members, maybe your own friends. maybe somebody talking about something when you are online. So you have to be very careful about that. And the more you and I are careful about it, the more you and I have control on our own thoughts. Now, what is the best way to handle it? Handle opinions. People will give opinions anyway. They will criticize you. They will give you comments anyway. And I think a wise person should be open to take comments from others, take opinions about him from others or her from others. This is my way of looking at it. There's a purpose behind it. That see, unless people talk to you about you, you will never know what is going on in their mind. This is the first benefit that you get. So you should be always open to people's criticism about it. Good, bad really doesn't matter. Criticism does not always mean it's bad. Criticism can be good also, and I think criticism is always good. It's not can be, or it's maybe sometime, or it could be, it could happen in your favor all the time. According to me, criticism is something which is always in your favor. Criticism is all about the things which you may or may not see about you. So you are always blessed when somebody is taking out his or her time, putting his or her effort, and sharing from his or her life, her experience about you to you. Listen to this very carefully, what I'm saying. Somebody is taking out his or her time. So everybody is busy with their activities, with their life. When you ask somebody to do something new, many times they will say, I don't have time. So when people are taking out time to talk to you about yourself, they are actually giving a gift to you, a piece or from that time pie, a small share of the time pie for you. So it is a blessing that you enjoy. Okay. So when somebody is criticizing you about anything, it's basically a blessing in disguise coming to you. First thing. So that person is putting his time, his or her effort. Yeah. Not only time, that person actually taking the effort to talk to you, to tell you about yourself. Effort. Third thing is that person observing you, using his or her own specs, her own sunglass or colored glass, whatever it is, but at least that person observing you. That's the third thing, where people don't have time. If they still have time to observe you, nothing like that. It's like it's a double blessing for you. First blessing, that the time that person is giving to you and the effort to tell you about yourself. Second blessing is that person is observing you. खुद को ऑब्जर्व करने का टाइम नहीं, आपको ऑब्जर्व कर रहा है. It's a double blessing. Opinions, huh? And eventually that person is telling that to you. So giving his or her time, one. Number two, putting the effort. Number three, observing you carefully. So that person is observing you for a long time. It's not that first observation and he or she is making a comment about you. The fourth thing is actually saying to you, not to somebody else. Listen to this carefully. Four things. You are actually receiving four gifts when somebody is criticizing you or commenting you or giving an opinion about you to yourself. 4 गिफ्ट आपको तो मिल ही गया. 4 gifts. His or her time, his or her effort, his or her observation that he was doing for such a long time, for whatever time. And the fourth one is he's actually saying it to you, not to somebody else. And you can gift yourself with a fifth gift. And you know what is the fifth gift? This is a fifth gift that you give yourself when these 4 gifts are coming to you from that person, when the person making an opinion about it. The fifth gift is your attention. You paying your attention to what the other person is saying. And this is an unmol gift. It's a gift of a lifetime If you pay attention to whatever the other person is saying and you are actually actively listening to whatever the other person is saying without adding any meaning, judgment, or interpretation to it. You are giving you the gift of attention to listen to whatever the other person is telling you. Because that person is taking out all these four things for you: time, effort, observation, and then telling it to you, narrating it to you. If you do not accept that, or if you're not willing to listen to whatever the other person is saying at that point of time, you know who is the biggest loser? You know who is the biggest loser now, right? You yourself. So, what I am inviting you tonight is to go to the universe every day in the morning. Yeah, this is a prayer that I make to universe every day in the morning when I get up. I need some people to criticize me for my activities to myself directly. आप मुझे ये गिफ्ट दिन में एक बार जरूर दे दें, कहीं से भी हो. So the best question that you can ask yourself when something like this is happening, the question which I ask during all my training sessions is, with this new awareness, it's an awareness which is coming to you, it's a new awareness. Probably you are not aware of it, and it's a new awareness which is coming to you about yourself, to you through somebody who is telling it to you directly. It's not a via thing that somebody else told that person, and that person is telling you now. It's not like that. We're getting it uncut, yeah, unedited, directly from the mouth of that person. So with this new awareness, what do I see possible for myself now? With this new awareness, what do I see possible for myself now? And this question you can ask only and only when you are at a neutral state of mind. Like your ego is not doing anything there. You are not making any meaning out of whatever is happening. You are not attaching any judgment, whether right is wrong or yes, no kind of thing. You're not attaching any judgment to whatever the other person is saying. And you are actually allowing that person to speak. And you are putting all your effort to listen to whatever that person is saying. In fact, if you miss out on something, you can ask the person again by asking him, can you repeat? You can actually do that. And you keep yourself at a complete calm state. So basically, whenever somebody is criticizing you, somebody is commenting on you, somebody is giving any opinion about you, you yourself gift yourself 5 gifts at the same time. 4 gifts are coming from the other person. The 5th one is coming from you yourself. Isn't it? Okay, so Since I'm not receiving any feedback from anybody, I'm assuming this session is over, and I'll share the recordings. Listen to the recordings. I know what is happening with you, many of you right now. You are actually thinking that what's going on. It's a new way of looking at the same old thing. So think over it, contemplate on it, and come back with your sharings in the group. So that's all from my side tonight. Make your life amazing. Bye-bye.